Hi friends, this is Gail O'Neill, and I teach stamping. I hope you enjoy. So tonight I'm going to play with Band Together. I guess I've been in a real flower mood this year, this catalog. I do have some other stuff that I'll be bringing out, but this is what we're playing with tonight. These are kind of fun and a little challenging. So I'll show you what was challenging, and that's the one we're going to do first. So this is the first card I did, and this is how it cuts out, if you can see that. It doesn't have like a solid piece to put behind it. So this one, when I cut this out, I did this on the back before I pulled it out. So I took washi tape and held everything together. Of course, one little stubborn dot had to fall and land on the floor, so I had to go hunting for that. But hopefully they'll stay in there. Maybe using a heavier tape would be better. I'll find out, see how this lasts. But it's a very easy card. So the paper is from Pressed Petals, and it's really pretty. It's like linen, and you can even see some of the linen in the background, but you can kind of see that. So Mellow Moss, and this is my 5 by 3 3/4, so that was pretty easy. So we're going to put that down. And then this, I think I'm going to use liquid glue. Might be a little bit easier and catch some of those that are not being held by tape, so that maybe they'll really stay. I not be knowing. I think if I do this again, I just didn't have any, just plain old Scotch tape. I think it'll be a little stronger. But I think once it's down, it'll stay. But it sure is pretty. Okay, so that's basically down, except for right there. Okay, so then it comes with this oval, so I cut that out, and then I borrowed from First Frost, Wishing You All the Best. So we're going to do that in the Mossy Meadow. And I only cut one, so it better be good on the first one. Ta-da! Okay, and then I'm going to take the Mossy Meadow, which I forgot to pull out, Stampin' Right marker, and just go around the edge. And I've been doing that on most of my cards now for a while, instead of sponging. Sometimes I still sponge, but I do like this look. It just finishes off the edge. Okay, and do I want to pop that up? Nah. Yeah. The other one I didn't. This one I will. Okay, so we're going to pop that up right there. And then we're going to glue this down. And this is very vanilla. Okay, so there's the one that I just did, and there's the other one. And I think from a distance, this doesn't look as good as that, but when you get a real close look, you know, when you're holding it in your hand looking at it, it's pretty. So here are those two. Let's see what else. Which is the next one? Okay, so we're going to do that one. And again, 5 by 3 3/4. And I'm borrowing a stamp from Butterfly Wishes. So the 3 colors I'm using is Flirty Flamingo, Highland Heather, and Pear Pizzazz. And we're going to use a little alcohol in our brush. First, let's stamp. So I'm going to take and stamp this in Memento. And I didn't want it full on. I was so tempted to cut this apart so you can use that flower by itself, but I don't know, I'm just not brave enough to do it on this one, and I usually do on a lot of my sets. So then I'm going to take the Flirty Flamingo and get some ink in there. Hi, Fran and Joe. Okay, so this has alcohol in it. So I'm just going to get, squeeze a little out. Come on. And then just color that. And you can go back and grab a little bit darker to get a little bit of shading. But it's a quick. And then do the same on here. So I'm gonna just real fast give it like a wash. Okay, and then I can grab a little bit where it's more concentrated and give a little bit of shadowing and it always dries a little lighter. So you can go over it a couple times. You just don't want to saturate the paper too much because this is regular. If I really thought about it, I would have used the shimmery white. It really comes out pretty on there. But some days I'm a little brain dead. No comments from the peanut gallery. Okay. So I kind of like that. I want to keep it a little light. A little on the light side. Oh, my yellow is in the other one. So I'm also using Pineapple Punch for the center of that flower. Okay. Then we'll do a little bit on the leaves with the Pear Pizzazz. And I'm not really worrying about too much shading, Just want to get that color down. And go ahead, add the lines, just like I do. It's no biggie, it's watercolor. Alright, so then if you want to go back and make something a little darker, you can. I think I have to retire this brush. I just don't want to yet. Okay, so we've got that. So then I'm going to take the stamp. Let me clear these. I'll keep the yellow. And you are amazing. So we're going to do that one also in the memento. Because that makes it, you know where you're going to put your butterflies. Now, the one thing you want to remember with distinctive stamps is take your bone folder or a spoon. I've got these little guys, and push down your ink so that it doesn't get too much ink on it, or use a dauber to ink it up. So we're going to put one there. I think I'm only going to put 3 on this one, and then 1 flying away. And then I'm going to mount that on a black piece. And then onto a white thick cardstock base. So another simple basic card. So there are the two, one with more butterflies than the other. And if you wanted to, let's see, let's make this a little darker. So this is a blend, Dark Daffodil Delight. So I can just make that a little darker. You can add a few gems if you want. But I'm keeping these like super simple. So that is them. Those be them. Okay, so then for this last one, let me move this. There's a few things to this. So I'm using the brick and mortar folder. Now with the new folders, we now sell this new plate, so you don't have to carry on with trying to figure out your layer, because these are a little bit thicker. So when you do our regular, or their, I'm not sure, but the regular layer you have to add more. So maybe this is a little thinner. I don't know. There seems to be more detail to these, but we are now selling a 3D embossing plate, and you'll always know that this is for your 3Ds because it's blue. So cheap enough, $10. It's not going to get ruined because you're not cutting on it, so it's not something that you have to constantly replace. Alright, so we've got Balmy Blue, Sahara Sand. This is the card. So I started out and I pre-cut all these. So of course this was cut twice, once in black, and then I did it again in the pineapple punch. so I would have that to insert and stamp on. So let me put that aside. Okay, so here's the brick and mortar, and it is really, it's got so much detail to it. I was very surprised how much detail there really is. So I've got a sponge, and then I've got those two, daubers. So I wanted to keep this light. I didn't want too much to be in the background. So I just took and lightly sponged over the brick, just to give it a little bit more, to show the detail actually, but I didn't want it to take over the card, if you know what I'm saying. So that's all we're going to do with that. And then to color these, I took daubers and just did some really quick coloring. And making sure like to stamp off a little bit so that you don't get like a big dark blotch anywhere. Let me do both. They're both blue. And it doesn't have to be like totally colored in. This is a good one to bring out your chalks. Okay, so we've got that part. So let's put this one away and grab the pineapple. And we're going to do the inside. And I just dabbed that in. A little dab will do ya. So then these out of, what's the matter with me? Soft sea foam. And I stamped that with the Pear Pizzazz. So let's start putting this together. Oh, let's stamp this also. Wishing you a happy birthday. So that's also in the memento. Okay, so this is going to go on here, and I'm going to bring it to the black. So I'm going to put this, let's go ahead and put this on. Detail is just amazing in this. I love it. So let's put that right there. Then we can go ahead, put some glue on this. And I'm just dotting it. Except for the ends. Okay, so that's going to go right there. Hopefully that's straight. Okay. And then this one just sets right into it. Okay, then I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the back there and add that leaf. And then we'll put that whole flower down right there. Then this one, we're going to put the flower on that side. So just a little bit of glue. And then we're going to put some dimensionals on it. I got sticky fingers. So that one's going to go about right there. And then we still have to just snip where that's a little bit too long. And then we can put this down. So again, pretty simple layout. Let me put this back in my tipsy so it stays with the glue to the tip. And then I'm going to bring out some other cards that I did. So this one, in the catalog, page, I think it's 121, they use this layout on, I think it was like a clear box. I used the paper from the art, which the name escapes me right this, but it's that from the art set. And these I colored with blends. Then this one, the paper's from the mosaic, and I just cut around those curves. This one I did with, I think, the sponges with the daubers. And the background is the subtle folder. You can see that. And then the little doodads that go with the daisies. The centers are awesome. So I'm sure everybody will get perennial. Oh, it's from the Perennial Essence. But they can be used like with everything. This was my first card. I just got glue on it. This one I did with the blends. Just simple layout. This one was also in the catalog, but I, made a change here and there. So this was colored with pencils. So it was white. I did use a yellow pencil, and this was Bermuda Bay. And here I started to blend it. None of the other places did I blend it. And then I just said, nah, I like the lights and the darks the way they were. And then I also took from Artistic Impressions? No. Backgrounds, Artistic Textures. and I had made like a little boo-boo in there, so to cover that up I put in all these little specks, and I ended up loving the specks. So those are my cards for tonight. It was a quickie night, nothing too like technical, I don't think. So let me bring all this back as things fall on me. So those were exactly the same. So I can leave that, that. And did I lose a couple? I always lose something. Oh yeah, here they are. Silly. Under the 3D embossing plate. So we have, I'll do this one, is the one I did tonight, and that. Hopefully they're all fitting in here. So there they are. Thank you so much for being here tonight with me, and I will see you Sunday. I'm thinking of animals, but you never know. I never know what. That's my motto. So I will see you on Sunday, and have a great couple days. Good night, everyone. Thanks again.